Let's talk about 21 Days of Effective Communication by Ian Tuhovsky. This book offers a practical approach to improving communication through 21 daily challenges. It's perfect for anyone looking to strengthen relationships, connect better with others, or gain confidence in conversations. The idea is simple. Communication is a skill that can be improved with consistent effort, and this book provides a structured path to make that happen. Now, let's break it down, starting with Day 1. Day 1. Active listening. The first step toward better communication starts with listening. While many people think listening means staying quiet until it's their turn to talk, real listening is much deeper. It's about being fully present, giving the other person your complete attention, and making them feel valued. Listening is not just hearing words. It's about understanding emotions, intentions, and the unspoken messages behind those words. When someone shares their thoughts, keep your responses minimal, like nodding or saying, "I understand." Resist the urge to jump in with your own story or advice unless asked. Listening actively can strengthen relationships and build trust, especially in emotional conversations. This small shift in behavior shows people you truly care. Today's task: call someone close to you and practice listening without interrupting or steering the conversation toward yourself. Day 2. Stop interrupting. Interrupting others often happens without us realizing it, whether due to excitement, impatience, or wanting to share our ideas. However, constant interruptions can frustrate people and make them feel unheard. Giving others the time to finish their thoughts is a key part of respectful communication. Think about how you'd feel if someone kept cutting you off while you were explaining something important. It's not just about the words they steal, but the feeling of not being respected. Instead, allow them to finish, even if it means pausing longer than usual. If you struggle to hold back, mentally remind yourself to wait and take deep breath. Your goal today is to notice how often you interrupt others and stop yourself before you speak over someone. Day 3. Inclusive communication. In today's world, communication goes beyond just being polite. It's about creating a space where everyone feels respected and valued. Inclusive communication is about acknowledging diversity and avoiding language that alienates or stereotypes. This applies whether you're in a workplace, a casual setting, or speaking online. One powerful way to practice this is by being mindful of how you refer to people. Instead of assuming someone's gender or using unnecessary labels, stick to neutral terms unless the context requires specific. For example, saying, "The marketing manager will join us," instead of mentioning their gender or other irrelevant attributes, creates a professional and welcoming tone. The task for today is to reflect on your own words and make an effort to communicate in a way that includes everyone, regardless of background or characteristic. Day 4. Expand your vocabulary. A broad vocabulary is like having a toolkit for communication. It allows you to express ideas more clearly and connect with people on different levels. Using the right words not only makes you sound more confident, but also helps others understand your message without confusion. Expanding your vocabulary doesn't have to be boring or overwhelming. Start by learning a single new word daily and finding ways to use it naturally in conversations. For example, if you learn the word resilient, you could use it when discussing someone's ability to recover from challenges. Reading widely or playing word games can also make this process more engaging. Today, your challenge is to learn at least 5 new words and incorporate them into your interactions throughout the day. Day 5. Replace but with and. Words have power, and sometimes small tweaks in language can make a big difference in how people perceive your message. One of the simplest and most effective changes is swapping the word but with and. While but can feel dismissive or negative, and opens up the conversation and encourages possibilities. For instance, saying, "I want to start a new project and I need to plan for it," feels more empowering than, I want to start a new project, but I don't have the time. This small shift can change how you view challenges and help you sound more positive to others. Today's task is to catch yourself when using but and replace it with and in your conversations. See how it transforms the tone of your communication. Day 6. Watch your pronouns. One subtle but impactful aspect of communication is the way we use pronouns like I, we, or you. Too much focus on I can make you seem self-centered, while we fosters a sense of collaboration and connection. Balancing these pronouns is key to creating a more engaging dialogue. For example, instead of saying, I think this project will succeed, try, we can make this project succeed together. It's a small change, but it shifts the focus from yourself to the group, making others feel included and valued. Today's exercise is to be more mindful of how often you use I and work on incorporating we where appropriate. Pay attention to how this shift affects your interactions. Day 7. Offer a helping hand. Helping someone is one of the simplest ways to strengthen relationships, but it's not always as straightforward as it seems. Offering help, when done poorly, can make someone feel incapable or patronized. The key is to approach the situation thoughtfully and ensure your help is genuinely useful. For instance, if you notice a colleague struggling with a heavy workload, avoid vague offers like, "Let me know if you need anything." Instead, be specific by saying, "I noticed you're busy. Would you like me to handle this report for you?" Being clear about your intentions shows that you're genuinely invested in easing their burden rather than just being polite. Today's challenge is to think about someone in your life who might need support. Reach out to them in a way that's both respectful and actionable, and watch how this strengthens your connection. Day 8. Practice saying thank you. Gratitude is a small gesture that leaves a lasting impact. A simple thank you can brighten someone's day and foster positive relationship. Yet, many of us don't express thanks often enough or fail to do it meaningfully. Rather than just saying thanks, make your gratitude specific. For example, if a friend helps you fix something, say, "Thank you for taking the time to help me with that, it really made my day easier." This level of detail makes your appreciation feel genuine. Your task today is to go beyond the usual thank you. Look for opportunities to express gratitude to those who've helped you recently and make your appreciation as personal as possible. Day 9. Stop trying to score points. Arguments often devolve into a battle of egos, with both sides trying to win. However, proving you're right isn't always the most constructive path. Instead, focus on understanding the other person's perspective and finding common ground. For instance, if you're debating where to go for dinner, instead of pushing your preference relentlessly, take a step back and ask, "What's something we'd both enjoy?" This shifts the conversation from competition to collaboration. Today, let go of the urge to score points. In discussions, prioritize connection and mutual understanding over being right. Day 10. Ask questions that get result. Good questions lead to better conversations, whether you're solving a problem or deepening a relationship. The trick is knowing when to use open-ended questions and when to keep it focused. When helping someone with a challenge, start with broad questions like, "What's been bothering you?" to get the bigger picture. Once they open up, ask targeted questions like, "What steps have you considered so far?" This structured approach shows empathy while helping the other person clarify their thoughts. Today, practice asking thoughtful, purposeful questions in your conversations and observe how they lead to more meaningful interactions. Day 11. Refine your voice and speaking style. Your voice is one of your most powerful tools in communication. A clear, confident tone commands attention, while a monotone delivery can lose your audience in seconds. Developing a dynamic speaking style involves both practice and awareness. For example, speaking in a slightly lower pitch can make you sound more authoritative, while varying your tone and pace keeps listeners engaged. If you feel nervous, try breathing deeply before speaking to steady your voice and improve clarity. Your task today is to pay attention to your voice, experiment with volume, tone, and pace to find a style that feels both natural and impactful. Day 12. Focus on behavior, not character. Criticism can easily harm relationships, especially if it feels like a personal attack. Instead of pointing out someone's flaws, focus on specific actions or behaviors that can be changed. For example, saying, "You always leave the kitchen messy," feels accusatory, while "it would mean a lot if you could clean up after cooking," shifts the focus to the behavior and its impact. This approach encourages change without creating defensiveness. Today, practice addressing actions instead of making character judgments. Notice how this makes your feedback more effective and less confrontational. Day 13. Reflect on your communication history. Understanding your own communication style is the first step to improving it. Day 13 is about exploring how your past experiences, upbringing, and habits have shaped how you interact with others. Take a moment to think about the feedback you've received from others in the past. Have you been told you're a good listener, or perhaps that you interrupt too much? Reflecting on these patterns helps you identify areas to work on. Today's exercise is to write down a few key moments from your past where communication went well or poorly, and what you learned from them. Day 14. Adapt to generational differences. Different generations often have unique communication preferences. For example, older generations may prefer phone calls, while younger ones lean toward text messages or quick emails. Adapting your style to suit your audience shows respect and builds stronger connections. If you're working with someone from a different generation, take time to notice their preferred methods of communication. Adjusting to their style, like switching from casual texts to more formal emails, can make interactions smoother and more effective. Today, observe how people from different age groups communicate and make an effort to meet them where they're comfortable. Day 15. Master email communication. Emails are an essential part of professional communication, but they're often mishandled. A good email is concise, clear, and easy to respond to. Start with a straightforward subject line, keep your message focused, and end with a clear call to action. For instance, instead of writing, "Let me know what you think," specify, "Please share your feedback on the proposal by Friday." This reduces confusion and ensures quicker responses. Your task today is to review your email habits and improve one outgoing email by making it shorter, clearer, and more actionable. Day 16. Stop self-deprecation. While it's okay to laugh at yourself occasionally, constant self-deprecating comments can harm how others perceive you. Statements like, "I'm terrible at this," or "I'm such a mess," might seem harmless but can undermine your confidence over time. Instead, practice self-affirmation. Replace "I can't do this" with "I'm learning and improving every day." This subtle shift builds your self-esteem and encourages others to view you more positively. Today's challenge is to catch any self-deprecating remarks you make and reframe them into something more empowering. Day 17. Ask for advice. Many of us hesitate to ask for advice, fearing it might make us seem weak or inexperienced. However, asking someone for their insight shows respect for their expertise and builds stronger bonds. People enjoy sharing their knowledge, and you can use this to learn and grow while fostering trust. When reaching out for advice, be specific about what you need. For example, instead of asking, "What should I do?" try, "I'm deciding between these two career paths. What would you suggest based on my strengths?" This approach shows that you value their perspective and have already done some thinking. Today, identify one area where you need guidance and ask someone you trust for their advice. Notice how it strengthens your connection with them. Day 18. Shut down nosy people. Nosy questions can feel intrusive and uncomfortable, yet they're often disguised as casual curiosity. Knowing how to handle these situations with grace is a crucial skill. The key is to set boundaries without escalating the conversation. Day 19. Create a persuasive message. Persuasion is an art, whether you're convincing someone to join your project or asking a friend for a favor. A persuasive message isn't about manipulation, it's about aligning your request with the other person's interests or values. To make your message effective, focus on clarity and relevance. For instance, if you're pitching an idea to your boss, explain how it benefits the company instead of just talking about your enthusiasm. Use evidence, tell a story, or highlight how it solves a problem. Today, think about a situation where you need to persuade someone and craft your message carefully. Test it out and see how they respond. Day 20. Improve your mediation skills. Conflict is inevitable, but how you handle it makes all the difference. Being a good mediator involves listening to both sides, staying neutral, and finding common ground. This skill is especially valuable in professional settings, where conflicts can escalate quickly without proper intervention. Start by creating a safe space where everyone feels heard. Acknowledge each person's perspective and focus on solutions rather than assigning blame. For example, if two co-workers disagree on a project deadline, guide them toward a compromise that works for both parties. Your task today is to mediate a small disagreement in your life. Practice staying calm, neutral, and solution-oriented. Day 21. Drop the clichés. Clichés and overused phrases can dilute your message, making it less impactful. Phrases like, "think outside the box," or, "it is what it is," don't add value to conversations and often sound insincere. The goal is to replace clichés with original, meaningful expressions that resonate. Instead of saying, "time heals all wounds," you might say, "it's okay to take the time you need to heal." This feels more personal and thoughtful, leaving a stronger impression. Your final challenge is to notice and replace any clichés in your language today. Focus on expressing yourself authentically. That wraps up 21 Days of Effective Communication by Ian Tuhovsky. This book isn't just about learning new habits, it's about transforming how you connect with others. Whether it's listening better, asking smarter questions, or mastering persuasion, every small change adds up to make you a stronger communicator. Take these challenges one day at a time, and before you know it, you'll notice a real difference in your relationships, work, and personal growth. If you're ready to take the first step, don't wait, start today. In a world where clear and confident communication can open countless doors, 21 Days of Effective Communication serves as a practical guide for anyone wanting to build stronger connections, avoid misunderstandings, and convey their thoughts with purpose. From understanding emotional triggers to mastering active listening and speaking with clarity, this book equips you with simple yet powerful tools to transform your communication skills in just 3 weeks. But remember, what we've shared here is just a glimpse of the wisdom the book offers. To truly benefit from its step-by-step strategies and practical exercises, I highly encourage you to dive into the full book. By dedicating a little time each day, You'll not only improve how you communicate with others but also strengthen your self-awareness and emotional intelligence. Give it a try, it might just change the way you interact with the world around you. Thank you for listening, and I'll see you in the next video.